Founders are exceptional problem solvers, especially in the midst of crisis, right? But no one expects their startup landscape to turn into a war zone. Our guest is in the heart of Ukraine, leading her startup and taking care of her customers, all while serving her country. Let's learn how we can help our fellow founders in Ukraine. Oh, yeah, it's Fierce Female Founder Friday on the Startup Life Live show. Slava Ukraini! Let's go. Hello and welcome to the Startup Life show. I am your host, Ande, Lyons, 4 times founder and startup champion to founders around the world. And after raising 4 businesses of my own, I have a deep appreciation of what you all are crawling through every single day, dealing with these high levels of uncertainty. So I am especially grateful that you carved out time to tune in today to grab the gems from our guest while giving her a little boost of your own founder energy and encouraging her to continue on and doing all the great work that she's doing. And while we're at it, we're going to learn ways in how we can serve Ukrainian businesses. And that's going to feel so good. A big yoo-hoo to all the live viewers tuning in today. I'm so grateful that you're here. And a hearty welcome to my replay viewers and podcast listeners. Your presence means the world to me. So thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're joining us via YouTube and you haven't done so already, please click on that subscribe button. And oh yeah, how do you receive an alert whenever I post a new show? Well, you come on over here to the Startup Life Live Meetup group. Come on, join this group. That way you'll get a notice, an alert, a show note right up every time I post a new show. And I'm sure that you're going to find a founder there that's got some gems for you to help your founder journey. All right, let me share with you some great info about our guest today, okay? Because she is a very, very special founder all the way tuning in from Kyiv. It's Alyona Mysko. And she's the founder and CEO of Fuelfinance, a cloud-based financial department for your business. They do your spreadsheets, graphs, and automations. That's right, folks. All the forecasting and number crunching you need to help your startup succeed. Whew, that's a dream come true for all of us, right? Please join me in welcoming to the show, Alyona Mysko. Let me get my clappers ready. Here we go. Yay!
Hello, Ande.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, thank you. Everything is okay. I'm safe. How it can be, okay.
Okay, so folks, let me just pull up where Alyona is hanging out, okay? You see that big red dot in Kyiv? That's where she is, all right? So we can all send her good energy right there, right to that red balloon. But, I mean, you're in the heart of the action. How is it that you didn't leave and go to another country? How is it that you're staying in your country and still being able to lead your business?
When you started this show, you turned on this our hymn, and I remembered words from our hymn about freedom, and that every Ukrainian really ready to fight for their freedom. And I think it's like the main what we do and the main reason why I decided to stay here. And the main reason I think that I can be useful here, I can support my country, and I can still be productive and work. And for me, it's like the main reason why I decided to stay. So for me, it's like, if I can understand that it will be impossible to continue my work, and it will be not the situation where I can stay productive. So in that way, I decided to leave the country. But now everything is possible.
Yes, see, I love that. And that's why we're calling it Fierce Female Founder Friday today, folks, because, oh my gosh, it takes a fierce, fab female founder to want to stay and do what you're doing. And I'm so happy you shared the words from the hymn, which is really about freedom. And it's a beautiful, beautiful hymn. And I know many of us have been enjoying it under very harsh circumstances here, but supporting you. But before we dive into your stories from Ukraine, I'm just going to say a little howdy do here to Mia Voss, who's one of my favorite founders out there. She's got several businesses, plus she's the host of the amazing Shit We Don't Talk About podcast, folks. Go hop on Spotify or iTunes and follow her because she has the best of conversations. And tuning in from Ottawa, Canada is our good friend Brent Manuel, a loyal fan and diverse founder. Thank you so much for being here. And yes, Mia, I agree. Alyona is the definition of fierce fat female founder, 100%. And by the way, good morning, Ruth, my wonderful community manager from Nairobi, Kenya. So happy to see you as well. Okay, so Alyona, we like to talk origin stories here in the Startup Life show. And so it's so important for us to take a moment to honor your startup journey. What called you to launch your business and become an entrepreneur? Had you been raised by a bunch of entrepreneurs, or were you hustling product when you were a kid? Or did you just see this glaring problem that needed to be solved? How is it that you landed as a founder?
Yeah, so it's like, I have been working like as financial analyst and CFO for more than 8 years. And I always was not satisfied with the places where I decided to work. So it was like somehow it was very easy for me. And after the first months of work at some companies, I couldn't find some huge challenges for me. So that's why I decided that maybe the huge challenge can be like have my own business. And first of all, I saw a huge challenge here. So I didn't think earlier that this challenge will be also the war.
No. And when you launched your business, did you get some support? Did you have mentors? Did you take an accelerator program? How did you know what to do when you launched your business?
I think it was like something very natural for me without different support. And I was a solo founder when I started this business. So I simply saw this problem that financial management is very old-fashioned and simply non-glamorous, like for all founders. And I was always in finance, and I'm always in love with finance. And sometimes I don't understand why other people don't love finance. So that's why I decided that my mission should be like show everyone in this world how finance can be cool. So
and you say on Twitter, you say finance is sexy, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, make finance sexy for everyone.
I can see you sitting there going, "Ooh, look at this! I get to, oh yeah, whoo, this is great." Whereas most people are like, "Oh no, I don't want to see the numbers." But on this show, everybody, that we're always talking about the numbers here on the Startup Life Live show. We're always, especially Alyona, one of my favorites. Let me just put up my favorite right here because everybody knows how important this is, because this is your marketing dollars, folks. This is your LTV CAC ratio. And this is something, a financial wizard and goddess like Alyona can help you out with, because these are numbers that are coming in, especially if you have an e-commerce site, they're coming into your Shopify account, and you need to know the long-term value and the customer acquisition cost. What's it costing you to bring on a customer? And boy, it's not just what you spend on Google Ads, folks. So, these are important numbers that you need to be crunching at all times. So, one of the things is I love that crunching numbers and organizing financial spreadsheets light you up, Alyona. We have to be lit up. And a part of me wants to just go all Southern and say, bless your heart. You love to do that. But folks, I want to bring up, I'm going to do a screen share right now. I want to share with you this phenomenal video that Fuelfinance has on their website. It's going to be about a minute long, okay? But you're going to really love it. It's very entertaining. And it's so important that we remember why we need to do these numbers and share these numbers. So I'm going to one thing I have to remember is share system audio. Yay. I'm coaching myself, guys, okay, while I do this. And we're going to go here. There we go. All right. I'm pulling this up and I'm going to hit play. Up. Hold on. Here we go. Play video.
Like many founders on Fridays, Timothy sits at his desk, reviewing dozens of financial documents till midnight, thinking to himself,
what am I even looking at?
This is P&L, Timmy. And this is Fuelfinance, a place where finances make sense again.
That's right, but it wasn't P&L. He was looking at his quarterly Facebook ads report.
Whatever.
Right, because we take care of it. We take all of the long, boring tables and turn them into this, the dashboard.
The homepage of your business.
It visualizes data flowing from your CRM, Google Ads, Facebook, financial statements, and performance reports.
But Fuelfinance is more than just dashboards and reports. So let's review your latest ad campaign.
Oh, this one was a blast. We made a ton of sales.
Those are good news, but you've made minus $7,992 in profit. And like you already burned 30% of your total investment. And
we are your financial department in the cloud, helping to channel company resources into the most profitable areas.
we build financial forecasts to give you heads up on how each internal project will perform. And according to your financial plan, you need to generate twice more users for money you spend.
So what should I do now? There's a huge cash gap coming up.
Well, if you can hold on with the launch on the new markets and focus on improving your views on existing markets instead, and you finally can start making better decisions as a boss.
This is my cup.
Oh,
You just saved my...
burn rate? Yes, but this is just the beginning.
When the time will come to address the investors, we'll help you prepare all numbers and charts and Crayford to make a new investment.
That was fast.
That was fuel, Timmy. Now go get some sleep and we'll take care of the rest.
Come on. How much do I laugh out loud when I watch that.
It was a great story how we made this video.
Well, tell us, how did you make that video? Because, founders, this is the thing that you want to do. You want to delight and entertain folks, especially if you're talking about numbers.
Yeah, we have a crazy company, also our client, Ozero, who made this video for us. And we are completely crazy two teams. And when we had this first discussion, what this video should be, I said, okay, we don't need to have this video with graphs and without people. So we should take the story and tell the story. And it was crazy, especially when we tried to find some actress who should be on my place.
Right.
But it was very complicated because we couldn't find actress who really good understand all this P&L, balance sheet, and everything else. And it was simply not natural at all with all actresses. So that's why our company who made this video, they said, Alyona, you should be in this video. And I was like, oh my God, I was in different roles in my business, but not as an actress.
You did
serious?
really well, though.
Yeah, it was crazy. And it was made in Kyiv, also this video. And it was crazy day of production, this video. Now I understand totally how is complicated video production can be.
Oh my gosh. Hey, that's right. Ronald, I agree. Great video. And, Ronald, this is something that with your wonderful business, EcoMac Recyclers, everybody, Ronald is from Uganda founder, and turns plastic into these incredible bricks to be used for building. And he does other things in the eco-friendly product world. So, having videos, folks, to help folks quickly figure out what you're doing and how much fun it can be and create a delightful experience. That's right. Muse says, ooh, this video is great. And I love some good humor. That's great. And hey, Kate Morgan, fab female founder yourself. Great to see you. And yes, such a fun video. And hi, Rebecca. That was a fabulous video, she says. Good job delighting and entertaining a dry topic. See, Alyona was always talking about how she makes finance sexy and fun and true. When you really do love to crunch those numbers, it can be great. Anyway, so
Yeah.
Alyona, how, you were with your team being a great leader. Things were starting to get a little sketchy in January. You started hearing rumbles. And I understand that you started to meet with your team and do what you would call like, okay, let's prepare for the what if.
Yeah.
And, and folks, hurricane, things like that, you've got to prepare for. But I can't even imagine how someone prepares for an invasion from another country. What were the conversations that you started to have with your team?
I remember this last month before the war, and yeah, we received many news from different sources, and somehow I had talks with other founders, Ukrainian founders of startups, and like we discussed the situation, who already done these conversations inside their teams, and I remember the day, like it was, I think, 1 month before the start of the war. So we had this conversation with our executives, discussing what will be if we will have the war, and we already like had different scenarios of this war in Ukraine. So some analytics, they tried to understand what it can be like. It will be like in the one part of Ukraine, or it will be like the full-scale war. So in that case, we decided to understand, okay, if we'll have different scenarios, how we should be prepared. And moreover, like part of our clients, they also Ukrainian businesses. And we provide financial product, but we also provide CFO services. And that's why we understand that it's our responsibility, like prepare not only our company, but help be prepared also all Ukrainian businesses, and especially our clients. So we made our like a short plan, which included all information about people, banking system in Ukraine, anti-crisis financial plan, and we made this short list for us and also for Ukrainian businesses, and we shared this plan with our other founders' friends. And we discussed this plan inside our team. We made like short one-to-one meetings inside our company, and managers made these meetings to understand if everyone in our team is really prepared. So we had this checklist, like prepare the backpack, prepare documents, like the way, for example, if someone needed to relocate, if everyone in the team has place where he decided to relocate.
Right.
According the car, if like this car is full with fuel, so like everything was discussed, and we had this checklist. Also, we had all information with contacts of all like friends and families of our team members in order to how we will communicate. We even discussed, I remember this question, if like in case, because we also already have experience of invasions, Russia's invasions in other countries. So we also understand, for example, other countries, they had experience without internet and Wi-Fi. So we even discussed what will be, so how we can communicate, and like what's like key goal where we should all meet. So that's why, yeah, we discussed everything.
Oh my gosh. So you were really going deep into preparedness, not just for yourself and your team, but it sounds like you're also helping your clients get prepared,
Yeah.
because founders, what it's like. You have so many plates spinning in the air. You've got so much going on, and oh, wait, I got to stop and create a checklist so I know where my teams are going to be. I mean, just phenomenal leadership, Alyona, really. And so now February 24th happens. And where are you and the team at that point? Are you spread out throughout the country? Had some
Yeah.
learned of this and already left? Where were you at that? Because I know that's a before, it's a hard before and after that February
Yeah.
24th.
Yeah, we were like we were in Kyiv, and when everything started, it was very early morning. So I should say that it's the same scenario as like it was during the Second World War. And now I totally understand what it's like to wake up with phrases like the war has started. So it's like completely another life you already have. And yeah, like it was very early morning. And first of all, like I had calls from my parents, from my friends. So I called my mom and my grandmother to understand where they are, because like father, she is defender, and my father, he is defender and he's like bodyguard. So that's why he was at work. So first of all, like I understand that I should like take my parents and my grandma to my home, like in the center of Kyiv. And like it will be easier way if we decided to leave the city. It will be easier way for us to relocate. But already after, like during these first hours, I started to communicate with all team members. So we had internet. That's why we were always chatting during first hours, and I think during the first week, like every hour with all team members. So first of all, we like sent the plan of Kyiv with all bomb shelters to all our team members. Also, like during first hours, we pay all salaries to our team members. So in order to like help them, and they like we understand, okay, we don't know what will be with banking system in nearest hours, but now everything is work. So we pay salaries. After that, we like we're communicating, and everyone already had this plan. Some of team members, they decided already to relocate and leave the city in first hours, and they were already in the road. Some of team members, they were already in Western Ukraine, where it's like more safe place.
Sure.
And yeah, so we like had this every minute communication, and it's good that we like had everything, all information from news. It was easier to understand what is going on, and like we have team members like in the whole Ukraine, and that's why it was easier to understand what is going on from different, like in different parts of Ukraine. And from the first hours, we already had information that bombs were already in Western Ukraine and Central Ukraine, in Western Ukraine. So like you simply in the situation when you understand that you don't have like safe place in the whole country, and it's simply impossible to be in safe place like during nearest days, and you don't even understand it's unlimited periods of time.
That's right. That had been so scary. Plus the alarming sounds of the sirens going off and being told to find the closest bomb shelter. How many times have you had to go to a bomb shelter since February 24th?
It's completely every day. So first day, for example, I was like, I think first 24 hours I was in bomb shelters. So it was like all 24 hours. After that, so we had days when we like need to stay. We have days when we need to stay in bomb shelters like during the whole night. Some days we need like to go to bomb shelter several times per day. So it's like different situations. But yeah, simply every day we go to bomb shelters. Some days like 7 times per day. So it's different situations.
That's serious disruption in any kind of flow of work. Were you bringing your laptops with you? Were you able to get work done? Was there any internet access in the bomb shelters?
Yeah, I'm happy and lucky that I have internet in bomb shelter, and yeah, we're lucky. I think many team members, they have internet in their bomb shelters.
Okay, so you're still able to communicate. I'm thinking, on the one hand, it would have been really hard to concentrate, and on the other hand, you were like, "Oh, thank goodness, I have some work to do, so I don't have to think about this." What were your feelings about it?
I think like first day, it's I needed time to understand what is going on and simply make all decisions about families and about safety. But already after the first, I think 4 days, on the fifth days, we already started to communicate with all clients. I think it was only on the second week of the war, it was like 20% of our productivity. But already on the third week, we decided that we should go. So we couldn't stop. We already started to make different initiatives to support Ukraine. And I think we already started to do it on the first week, but on the second and third week, it was already more organized, more planned, and we were like in the situation when we are better understand what is going on.
Well, and also you were you were of course very focused on your team, Alyona, and you were making sure they were in safe places. But then you started to shift your focus as well to include taking care of your country. So did I read correctly? Like you've already raised 250,000 for Ukraine in all of this process?
We sent so it was like our post that on 23rd February our company, so Fuelfinance, simply sent, it was like $10,000 to military forces, and it was like our donation from our company. So yeah, now we already sent much more for sure. So we sent, I think, all our money, and I know that even salaries that team members now receive in fuel, they completely send 70% of the salaries to military forces. So
wow, that is such a huge sacrifice on everyone's part. And something I just really want to shine a spotlight on was that you were making sure your team members got salaries. And then look what they went and did with it, right? They just funneled it right back into their country. You tell a great story about how you had to crowdsource a bulletproof vest, an armored car for one of your colleagues. Share a little bit about that.
Yeah, one of our colleagues decided to join military forces. It was his decision already on the third week, I think, of the war. And so I was really shocked because we have volunteers, but no one was like in military forces, and he is really a financial manager, so he is like a guy with financial background. But it was his decision, and we decided simply to help him with everything. So we have like different organizations here in Ukraine who buy everything for military forces and defenders. But if you need something for one person, it can be like 1 week or 2 weeks when you need to wait for all stuff that this person needs. That's why we decided to deliver everything much faster for our team members. So he had, first of all, when he joined military forces, they had problem with transport. So that's why we found like a car, like big car for him and other guys, others from his like parts in his army. And like was interesting situation because I already understand that now that we simply we decide like everything, and when we receive some I think some requests for everything, for anything that military force or defenders need, we now already solve this problem like for 2-3 days. So it's very fast. And like we found this car in Poland. This car was delivered by other team member from Poland already to the place where our other team member was.
Gosh.
It was really crazy.
Yeah, well, and logistics, right? I mean, it's all about logistics when you come down to that. And here you had a team member in Poland coming through for you like that, and everybody making sure your colleagues stay safe. Is he still safe?
Yeah, he's still safe. We communicate with him. We even had call like several days ago, so everything is okay. His family also is okay.
Right.
It is funny because he said that he already managed to finance there for them also for military forces. So
Here we go, crunching those numbers, making it easy for everybody. Oh,
yeah.
I love that. Oh, have numbers will travel. Oh my gosh, that's so great. I want to remind folks that you can scan this QR code right here to learn more about Fuelfinance and see how they're serving the world. And let me tell you, if you need any numbers crunched, these folks clearly know how to deliver. All right. And because we all need help with our numbers, as we say here in Boston. Oh my gosh. So I'm trying to just imagine what this is like. It's hard enough, again, just communicating with your team, especially a remote team, and making sure all the deliverables are happening. And now you're trudging down to the bomb shelters, and you've got the heart racing and increased anxiety. How are you keeping your team pulled together and keeping your team focused? This is like, again, folks, this is Fierce Female Founder Friday on the Startup Life Live show, where we're going to get how we could show up even more for our teams based on our wonderful representation and role model here with Alyona. How are you keeping, what is really working in talking to your team?
I think it's one of our strengths of female founders, because we can really be very, not even like polite, but more in a human way, communicate with all team members, especially in such situations. And so it was like simply, we have like business, and it's one situation, but also in this situation, we should be all human, and we should help each other. So, and every time when we have communications with our team members, we always communicate in two parts, like in two ways. First way, like team members, and like people who should deliver results, and in second way, like simply human. And so that's why I think is the key in this situation. And all team members, I know that they really appreciate all the support that they received during first weeks of the war. And we simply, like, we also found here in Ukraine, there are many initiatives with psychologists and different programs to support like mental health now. And we also like provide now for our team members also support from different psychologists, and who can help to like stay okay in this situation.
Right.
So that's why we simply communicate. We have one-to-one meetings where we can discuss everything in human part and business part, and also like everyone understands that everyone can like can ask in our team for the help in case he or she needed.
Oh my gosh. I again can't imagine, as Oliver Sanchez, a phenomenal founder and investor in LATAM companies. Oliver Sanchez says, amazing story. I agree, Oliver. You know how it is managing your remote teams, and it's amazing. And yeah, Rebecca, how can you even concentrate under such circumstances? And then she goes on to say, Alyona, you are an inspiration to us all. And I'm saying high five on that one. 100%, Rebecca, on that wonderful comment. If you have any questions, or if you're curious, please pop them in the comments for those who are tuning in live, because as you can see, Alyona is very happy to share what she's going through and what's this like. And, we're looking at you, and you have your serious moments, but there's a lot of laughter. How are you guys, keeping the laughter going as a team?
I think that in this situation, we simply should do it because like we can't support no one in the case where we're not in resource. And it's really important to remember now. And I think the first, like, to be concentrated now, it's a situation when the work is the only way where you can like receive some rest. Because in this situation, I used like to go for work and for a walk and trying to like running with the dog and try to do something that is not connected with news or with work. But now I understand that the best way for me, it's like work is simply something that you can really manage.
Yeah.
And where you can make an impact. And also it is something like, to be honest, where you really can make some changes and you can even control something. So business is like only one, I think one place and one way to control this situation and understand that, okay, I do it and I'm simply like 100% involved. And in that situation, it's like even better and easier to like
Yes.
be in this war.
Yeah. So I'm going to pull up a website in a second here, but you're talking about how folks are adapting to the new reality, and Ukrainian businesses specifically. How are they adapting? And I've got a wonderful website I'm going to be pulling up here, but folks, you can support Ukrainian businesses. You can scan this QR code or go to this URL, which will also be in the show notes, uabusiness911.co, right there. And I'm going to go ahead and share the screen because I want to show you how they are positioning and ways that you can support these Ukrainian businesses. So what I love is, we have a bunch of these before and after photos here. Is it working? There it is. Great. And so I find, this is very real, right? 1 minute we're talking about our party shoes and the next minute, and can you talk about this brand a little?
Yeah, it's all these companies, they're Ukrainian brands and Ukrainian businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And like some of them were also like clients of Fuelfinance before the war. And what is really important, all these brands, they are really very cool and well known in Ukraine. And simply before the war, so like this brand Kacharovska Atelier, it's like their like company who made really cool women's shoes. And after the start of the war, so they simply switched to military boots.
I can tell you, those are some good looking military boots. So they can be fashionable and in your military attire with that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So,
and then we have, and then who's this?
Yeah, it's like TCP Pizza and TCP bars. So they have like bar and cafe in Kyiv.
Mm-hmm.
Also, and these guys, they also support now Ukraine, and they simply deliver different number, like 300-500 of dishes per day to all hospitals, to defenders. And so like they are like closed now, but
yeah, but they were feeding folks. And I love the message from your president at the bottom. Ukraine should start reviving its economy amid the war in the areas where this is safe. Economic suppression of Ukraine is one of the tasks of the war against us. So, that's really important to remember, folks, too, is that this is what this country has come together to do. We got some brownies. Yum. And so the chocolate to fuel everybody. And then we have this company here, cooking and transporting food for people who are suffering around Kyiv, and baking bread and muffins for people. And these folks are raising funds to buy the ammunition. I mean, wow. Don't mess with Ukrainian women, folks. Okay. And then we have this art company that makes contemporary art achievable. That was what they were doing before. Oh, happy day, right? And now they're volunteering and creating opportunities for our artists to live and work in Europe. Wow. And what about Doubler Cafe? How are they working through things?
Yeah, they created the whole organization in Kyiv with all restaurants, and they now cook dishes not only inside Kyiv but also for Kyiv regions, because when Kyiv regions, they were like occupied with Russia, but now they are free, and now these regions also need support from the Kyiv because they simply don't have enough food, and
Wow.
all shops are closed there. So that's why this especially.
Yeah, so you can go to this website, you can just click on that support, okay, for each of these things. This is a wonderful landing page that you set up. So here's Pure and Naive, best breakfast.
Yeah.
They're making food packages. I wonder if these foodies are meeting Chef Jose, our world kitchen man. And
World Kitchen.
yeah, so incredible. And so it's very easy. And I'm just going to go ahead and stop the screen share and show again the QR code that you can scan and go and visit this website and find other ways, because it's a great landing page. It's a great informative way to support local companies who are supporting their country. And of course, you can go ahead and hire fuelfinance.me to crunch your numbers.
To fall in love with finance.
I know. And here we go. Thank you, Svetlana. It's amazing stories. And yes, I'll share that QR code again right now and give you plenty of time to scan it with your phone, or if you're watching from your phone, or to get a quick snapshot of it on your screen right there, because this is what we're here for. We're here to support businesses in Ukraine. And now, how many have left? How many are staying? What's the story behind that? Are you finding it's half and half? What are you seeing?
I think now, like, Kyiv is simply empty. So now already like people returned, start to return. But I think that more than half, I think even 70% they left. So simply many people in Western Ukraine, many people in many people already not in the country, especially like women with children. And that's why it's simply impossible to stay really in Ukraine with children.
I know. And
so
a lot
I
of the
think
border
it's,
countries have been amazing. I mean, we're just cheering on for all of them who have come up and stepped up. And I know Poland has been like crazy, amazing.
Yeah.
And I know that Goldman Sachs here in the US just sent over, just put together a $3 million fund for those 100,000 Ukrainians coming to the US. So funds are happening. Hey, it's my darling man, Chet Lyons. Hi, baby. And he's saying, Slava Ukraini. Let's support Alyona and as many brave people in Ukraine as possible. This is as real as it ever gets. Pull out those wallets. I agree. Make it a consistent part of your tithing, because as Alyona, you said, you're paying your people, and though they're in turn putting it back into the country. And gosh, there's nothing better than that. And I agree, Brent from Ottawa, Canada. Alyona, she's amazing. Yes, yes, yes. So throughout all of this, and again, we know the nail-biting moments, right, founders, that we go through, just like where are we going to meet pay? How are we going to meet payroll? How are we going to get product out? Everything else. Oliver has a great question right here: is how else can we support Ukrainian startups?
Yeah, it's a good question. Our friends, they also created a platform which is named spendwithukraine.com.
Spendwithukraine.com. Okay.
Yeah, and on this platform there are all Ukrainian startups. And so I think that you can even be shocked with some companies that they are really Ukrainian and founded by Ukrainian people and created by Ukrainian people. So I think supporting like Ukrainian startups, it's a good way to simply choose Ukrainian products now. And all Ukrainian products, I believe, very cool. And that's why you simply can support us simply choosing Ukrainian products now.
There we go, folks. Spend with Ukraine right there. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to do a quick scroll down and see what else they're talking about, so you can explore products, watch video, smart gadgets, I mean, look at all of these opportunities. This is wonderful. You know, what I also noticed too was how very quickly platforms like Upwork and Canva, right at the top, just said, you know, hands
Yeah.
down, we are not supporting our invaders, and we are supporting Ukraine and taking a really important stand. That must have felt wonderful, yes, to know that people around the world were standing up with you.
Yeah, it's really good to know, and we really appreciate all support. And it's huge now, and I think it's like also our way how we can win this war.
Yep, absolutely. It's, you know, coming together, because invasions are not allowed. Sorry, folks. And yeah, Nina, I know. Love the Business 911 website. So good. So now, as I was starting to say before all the rest, is wonderful question. Managing your mindset through all of this. You know, again, folks, it's Fierce Female Founder Friday on the Startup Life Live show. You know, you have to put even more levels of resilience into your daily breath, frankly, to not just want to go screaming and leave and go to the, you know, fly to the nearest beach and forget it all. How is it that you're able to stay focused? What are you tapping into? What lived experience did you have that prepared you for this level of stewardship of your company, as well as being able to just keep going, and not only just keep going, help others, and start thinking about how you're going to fuel finance going forward? So, you know, what is that in your makeup? Talk about that.
I think, you know, I suddenly understood, like I think last weeks, that when I started only my professional career, we already had the war here in Ukraine, because really the war started in 2014. And I think that like all my professional career was already with this war, not like the full war in the whole Ukraine, but yeah, it already was. And for sure, like I already had this experience, because we had Maidan here in Ukraine in 2013, and I also was participated there. And after that, of course, it was COVID. COVID started like after, I think, 8 months, I started Fuelfinance. So it was the first crisis. And so I think I learned a lot from that crisis. And that's why during the war, I already understand that, first of all, very important to have time regime. Yes, like regime of the day. Where you can really plan that I wake up at this o'clock, I like have a walk with a dog, and after that, like I have breakfast, and after that I work. And very important, try to sleep more than 5 hours. I think during this day, really to stay productive. And like also understand that it's okay to have all these feelings. And I have sometimes when especially when we received all these photos from Kyiv region, like from Bucha and others. So I simply like, I really was crying. And it's also okay to have all these feelings and have time for these feelings now. So I think it helps to stay productive.
That is a very important point. So, folks, take this away with you for any of your own catastrophizing and feelings of horror and why bother and hopelessness with whatever you have going on in your life. Honor those feelings. Do not minimize them. Do not scoot them over to the right. You know, really take in what Alyona said, which is to be with those feelings, because the sooner you acknowledge them and tell them that you hear them and see them and feel them, then they're going to quiet down and you're going to be able to go back to work. So I just think that's wonderful. And hey, Linda, how are you? This is wonderful. I agree for sure. I mean, just, you know, we cannot even begin to imagine or understand, but we are empathetic enough to know that this is really hard, especially when you see the images from your country, to keep focused. Where are you at with fuel finance? Where do you want to see things going? Because I mean, this is, again, Sunday will be 2 full months, right?
Yeah. Will be already 2 months.
Yeah, and this could go on how much longer? You don't know. So how are you saying, okay, I don't have a crystal ball, so I have no idea how this is all going to happen, but I'm going to listen to our fearless leader, your wonderful President Zelensky, who is always
Yeah.
talking and focusing on the future and rebuilding. I mean, my gosh, folks, along with Alyona, if you want great leadership skills to practice, follow the president of Ukraine on Twitter.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
For sure.
Everybody needs to feel valued. All right. And the president of Ukraine makes his people feel valued, and he's in there with him shoulder to shoulder so how are you taking his advice about focusing on the future and what you want to do next with fuel finance?
Yeah, I think it's very reasonable and very important advice, because it's exactly what we do now and what we started to do like from the third week of the war. And that's why we made product hunt, and we really we're product of the day number one. And after that, we decided that we should be unstoppable now, and we had plans, and we had a strategy before 1 week before this war. And we even have a joke now in our team, because this strategy was made in co-working in Kyiv with the name Victory. And so that's why we believe it's our personal goal to think about the future, to hire more Ukrainians now, to grow, pay salaries, and support Ukrainian economy. And we simply have our strong mission inside our team. So we believe that managing finance and helping all businesses manage their finance, it is something that really can be important and really can help all businesses and from bankruptcies, and also help in growing of GDP. So that's why we believe that we should simply work. We have our front, so economical front, and that's why we really think about future, and we still grow. We really find new customers, and we make everything about sales, marketing, about our product development. And we simply want to realize our mission to make really finance very cool for all founders. So that's why we think that's
cool and
our
sexy.
important. Yeah, exactly. So that's why we really believe in it.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how many of you play in Product Hunt, but boy, if you want to support launches, everybody, I'm going to do a screen share again, because I'm a huge Product Hunt fan, and I love to support everything that's going on there. So you can hop on to Product Hunt, and I can put the URL, folks, into the show notes, but you can give Fuel Finance an upvote, which is so important. You got to click on that button right there. I'm not signed in, but click on that button there. And then you can, even more importantly, share it out to the world and leave a comment. I think there's an Ande Lyons comment down here somewhere. But anyway, you can see all these comments. This is so important from around the world, all these people on Product Hunt. To have 1,200 upvotes is phenomenal, folks. So, hop on to Product Hunt and share some of the love of what Fuel Finance is doing, because this is part of a way that you get your technology out into the world. And it's and I don't know if folks understand how Product Hunt works. Alyona, you want to tell everybody just a little bit about what you do for a Product Hunt launch?
Yeah, so it was really, I think we really had a plan what we will do every hour. And we have strong Ukrainian startup community also. So they also support us, and our customers, they also support us. And that's why when we made this launch, everything was prepared. We had visuals, we had plans who can make this all upvotes in our Ukrainian community. And we shared all this with all, I think, more than different 100 communities. We shared all information about our product hunt. And we received really much support. But I should say that it's like all projects, in order to receive results, it should be like really good planned.
Yeah. And also, folks, I don't know if you saw it, but they did their product launch on March 26th. So, okay, so they were fully into the war for a month, and they still pulled this off. They were number 3 for product of the week, which is huge on Product Hunt. And if you have a tech company, definitely launching on Product Hunt, they have what they call a hunter. And so that's the person who does a write-up and shares, an actual review and all of that. So it's a wonderful, unbiased, right, view of a company's work. Yay. And Ronald, you're such a dear heart. He says, keep up the spirit and keep strong. The world needs great leaders like you, Alyona. Oh my gosh, he's absolutely right. And Nina, great question. What is the best way to get in touch with you, Alyona?
Yes, through LinkedIn and Instagram, Facebook, everything.
That's right there. You can see it flowing by the bottom on the ticker tape, and also all the notes in the show notes. And I know Ruth is probably sharing some links with you right now in the LinkedIn comments, but I'm so grateful for that comment. Okay. So, I loved your story about how you shifted out of working for people because it just wasn't challenging enough. And you probably were rolling your eyes more often than you needed to. So you started your business. How has entrepreneurship served you? Because, you have the before how entrepreneurship was serving you before February 24th and after. How is this journey added to who you are, both professionally and personally?
Before and after, I mean, what this journey
yeah,
was.
because you were, let's do our video, let's do this, let's keep, acquiring new customers, let's go team. And then all of a sudden it's like, get the checklist. Everybody have your go bag. How are we doing this? I mean, the person you were when you were on payroll for somebody, right? Crunching numbers versus you being responsible for payroll. I'm sure you're seeing a whole different level of yourself now, Alyona.
Yeah, I think a little bit different, but I think that every startup founder also understands the situation when you simply have challenges all the time.
Right.
And all the time you're in the situation when you try to fix or product or sales or marketing or operations or hiring people, and you simply with different number of hands trying to do everything in the same time. So I think now is in this situation, nothing has changed in this part. So we simply have these goals and we have many ideas, and I'm happy that we have many ideas during the war. It's really important now. But also, yes, we think more about safety. We simply have many hours that we spend on volunteering and helping others now. So it's like we had I think we had more additional projects now that we should do at the same time, but simply still managing the business in the same way as it was before the war, trying to do it.
Well, I know everyone's joining me and saying, oh my gosh, first of all, you've given us a face, to put to someone in Kyiv, okay, where it's been very hairy and scary, and in the country and staying there and managing the team. You've given us an amazing view, a window into your life, how you're leading your startup, how you're still able to, even in going to the bomb shelter several times a day, able to move forward and move your business forward and think of the future and think of the hope and mission and vision, not just for Fuelfinance, but for your country. And it has been such an honor to hear your story. I agree with what Mia says here. Thank you so much for this fantastic conversation. I love your lightness of being too. I mean, you have a genuine smile, a genuine feeling of possibility in the face of the impossible. And so I'm just so honored that you came on and chatted with us. I want to remind everybody go to fuelfinance.me, scan this QR code. This actually QR code will take you to their landing page on how you can help Ukraine businesses as well. And over here, you can scan and visit uabusiness91.co, support Ukrainian businesses. That was the website we were taking there. What's one last way that the Startup Life Live community can add wind to your sails and open doors for you? And then I'll wrap up.
Thank you.
And what other ways? Is there anything else that we can do?
Yeah.
Other than that, sorry.
I think we started to think, about. I think like first of all, don't forget share all information, stories about Ukraine. So I think that now we should be from these stories should be heard from different people, and we should share this and also share more information about how everyone can support Ukraine now, because it's really important and we need this support from all other people and from all countries now, because only in this way we can win this war. And that's why it's will be my last sentences asked for this support and for sharing all our stories and really stay with Ukraine now.
Absolutely. Hashtag stand with Ukraine, folks. That's number one. And Nina says that's what they're doing in New York. Thank you, Alyona. Huge support for Ukraine here in New York City. Hooray. Here in Boston as well. Phenomenal conversation. And I am so grateful. I'm going to pop you into the green room and say goodbye to the community. But if you can stick around, that would be great. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, folks. Well, you know what? You got your marching orders. These are the ways you can help Ukraine and Ukrainian businesses. All the links will be in the show notes. I'm so grateful you carved out time to tune in and hear the story right from Kyiv, Ukraine, what it's like to be a founder. And of course, we had the best representation. Alyona really is a fierce female founder, and just whoo. Anytime you need a shot of inspiration, you know where to go. Come watch her, tell her stories, and follow her everywhere she's glowing, and send business to Ukraine and to fuelfinance.me. All right. Next week, I'm just going to do a very quick plug for who's coming on in a few days. We have Tiffany Kelly, and she's going to be sharing her startup stories, because her superpower, folks, is harmonizing creativity, human traits, and data science. She's the founder and CEO of Cura Story, where anyone can shoot and edit high-quality video, monetize their shows, and distribute to all of their video channels for free. She's raised a ton of money, and I got to tell you, her story is amazing. So I hope to see you all there. And thank you, Nina, too, for tuning in. It was so fascinating. And until I see everybody on Tuesday, the 26th at 12 p.m. EST, support Ukraine. All right. Stand with Ukraine. And Slava Ukraini. All right. We'll see you on next time. Thanks for tuning in.